And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Casual Coffee with Ken. My name is Ken, and this is a special edition Ken in the Kitchen episode. So, sorry I missed everybody yesterday. My allergies have just been going freaking nuts. And my head was pounding, and I couldn't breathe, and it was just awful, and I had to take a full Benadryl, and that, of course, just knocked me loopy and unconscious. So I didn't do anything yesterday morning that I had planned on doing. Yeah, so it goes. But today, it's Friday. Fantastic, we made it. I hope you're doing well. If you're new to the show, what I've been doing lately with these segments is just trying my hand at doing stuff in the kitchen because my wife Karina has done the bulk of the cooking over the 15 plus years we have been married, and I have assisted as her sous chef and basically done all the dishes and cleaned up the kitchen, which is great because that works really well. She is fantastic cook, and I'm good at washing things, so it ends up working out very well. And I don't know. I just decided that I wanted to do more in the kitchen, and most of the things that you're seeing me make on this program, it's my first time ever doing, and I have really no kitchen experience at all. Good morning, Sean. Hope you're doing well today. I saw your comment come across there. So that's what I'm doing. So welcome to my kitchen journey, and I apologize in advance for anything I do that's probably going to be really frustrating for people who have actually cooked in their kitchen and, not just shined the pans as I've done. Anyway, today's episode is a little different. I just felt like it was Friday, end of the week. I wanted to do something not too involved, just kind of fun. If you've seen this show at all, not just this incarnation, but when I was doing positive news story recaps, that I and Karina and I both love tea, and we particularly love the teas that you can buy over on davidstea.com. They are not a sponsor. I wish they were a sponsor. That would be beautiful. No, not yet. Goals, though. Goals. But we do love their teas. And so I wanted to spotlight a few that we have that I'm particularly fond of and that I think you might want to check out, as well as a recipe that Karina came up with for combining one of our favorite David's teas with one of our favorite other hot beverages. But that'll be towards the end of the show. So anyway, let's get this thing started, shall we? Let us go with the first tea. I almost said for the first tea up for bids. No, this is not the Price is Right. First tea, ta-da, is called Candy Cane Crush, and I like mint teas in general. I mean, even Bigelow, just their mint medley, fantastic. I love mint teas. If my stomach is feeling at all off, they're wonderful. The only thing better probably is ginger, but we'll get to that. But so for this one, I just wanted to introduce you to Candy Cane Crush. It is one of David's teas that we love. I am particularly fond of this. The little dots here represent the caffeine level. So 3 dots being high caffeine, and then 1 dot meaning low, almost decaf, practically decaf in the level of caffeine. And this one you do typically want to steep anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. You can't really oversteep this because it's not a black tea. And so there's not a lot of that tannic personality to it. But if you let it go for too long, I imagine the mint would get to the point where it was pretty unpalatable. So let's go ahead and we'll take a closer look here. Oh boy, the seal on these can be really good, which is good for keeping the tea fresh. Man, as soon as you open this, you can smell the mint, and it is glorious. Take a look at that. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I mean, you have these little bits that look like snowflakes, as well as the bits of crushed up candy cane, peppermint in there. It's really good. I wish you could smell this. It is amazing. And what we found on most of these is it doesn't take a lot of tea. You can use anywhere from a half teaspoon to a tablespoon. I'm sorry, half a tablespoon to a full tablespoon. Half a teaspoon, which is this size can, wouldn't be enough tea. But half a tablespoon is good if you like your teas a bit stronger than, like your tea's a bit stronger, then you might go with a full tablespoon, but good stuff. So that's Candy Cane Crush. And then the next one I wanted to share with you is the Carrot Cupcake. This is absolutely decaf, and it's one recommended 4 to 7 minutes. You can't really oversteep this. I've left it, I've forgotten about it. I've made my tea, got distracted, forgotten about it, and it was still fine. You know, just leaving the tea bag in it. It was no big deal. Carrot Cupcake. I love the look of this particular tea because it looks like, I think, a carrot cupcake tea should look. Look at that. It's golden and oh, it just looks delicious. Let's see if we can get a little better view here. And it really does smell like cupcakes. It's crazy how they do that. I don't know how they do it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Come on, focus. I will get a better camera one day that has a better autofocus, but oh my gosh. It looks like little bits of carrot in there. I don't actually know that those are carrots. I don't think they're dehydrated carrot or anything. Maybe they are. I have to look at the ingredients. But this is a really good tea. We call them dessert teas because we try to be good. We try to eat healthy, and sometimes we will forego dessert by just having dessert tea. So that's a fun one too. Ooh, this next one is quite good as well. And it's called Strawberry Rhubarb Parfait. And it is just as delicious as a slice of strawberry rhubarb pie, I think. That's probably my favorite pie. It used to be apple for years. It used to be apple for a long, long time. But no, Strawberry Rhubarb Parfait is my new favorite tea. Oh, and sorry, I didn't go over the thing. It's decaf. They recommend 1 to 2 what they call perfect spoons. And then steeping about 5 minutes plus. Again, this is one that you really can't oversteep, which is great. I love things like Earl Grey, but you want to make sure that you definitely pay attention to the steeping instructions, the times on there, because those can get bitter and nasty if you do just leave them in there and forget about it. And wow, this smells like strawberry rhubarb. That's the thing that I notice the most about David's tea, aside from the taste, obviously, the flavor. It's just packed full of flavor. Get a nice bit of rhubarb there in the shot for you. Come on, Ken, Butterfingers. But yeah, they smell as described in most cases. And this definitely smells like strawberry rhubarb coming out of the tin, and it's just gorgeous. Again, cannot oversteep this tea, which is good if you are easily distracted. And I love the fact that Karina drew a little strawberry on there. And a fun thing, when you order from David's Tea, they usually give you a tin like this and a little sticker you can put on the tin. She also writes there on the tin with Sharpie, and you know, alcohol takes Sharpie right off. So if you ever change teas in a container, it's not a big deal at all. Okay, and this next one, we were particularly excited about the idea of it. Karina especially, because it just it spoke to her inner My Little Pony. So Unicorn Dream is the name of this one, and it's good. It's described as having, among other flavors in it, a cotton candy flavor. And boy, are they right. I don't know. I really don't know how they do it. It might just be placebo, or just your mind tricking you because you're expecting to taste cotton candy, so you taste cotton candy. I don't care if that's what's doing it. But and this is a special tin of it that they have right now. And I love, oh my God, I just love the unboxing of this, I guess, because look at that. Oh, it just slides right off. It's so smooth. And it's just a gorgeous looking tin, right? I mean, look at that. And as you would expect from something called Unicorn Dream, it is very colorful. Very, very colorful. So, and it smells wonderful. It smells very cotton candy like. I don't know if you saw it. Here, let me. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, I did post a picture of this the other day. Let's see here. If you can see that. It's a little heart. I don't know. I love little details like that. Turn it right side up there, Ken. Yay, it's a little heart. Love it. Okay. So anyway, I appreciate it. Appreciate what they do. I think that's maybe ginger. Looks like candy ginger. I say on here. Might be apple. I think that's, oh no, that's the candied pineapple. But amongst the ingredients listed are things like apple and hibiscus, and coconut, lemongrass, marshmallows. I mean, it's great. It's really a delightful tea. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, then I would strongly recommend it. It's really good. The candied pineapple, you can taste the pineapple in the end product in the tea. It's very good. And it does taste somehow of cotton candy, which is great. Now, when it comes to waking up in the morning, it's coffee. Coffee, 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 all the way. Coffee is what gets me going. Tea, though, is a great beverage that I can have throughout the day. And since I've been trying to be mindful of my caffeine levels, there's such a wide variety of decaf teas that are interesting and fun versus decaf coffee, which is just kind of there, you know. But there is a, like I said at the beginning, there's a particular recipe I want to share with you now. But first I'm going to turn the water on to boil here. Sorry, you got to look at my hairy arm there. Bad Ken, no donut. Okay, so while that water is boiling, I want to ask you guys how you were doing. How did your week go? What did you do this week? Well, did you do anything fun? Did you get to go out for a little bit, even if it was just to the grocery store? What are you planning to do this weekend? If there's anything fun that you're going to do. And Charles says, love herb teas. Yeah, herb teas are the best. Love those. As far as what we're doing this weekend, it was Karina's birthday earlier this week. Her Crohn's has been just awful all week long, so she hasn't even opened her presents yet. We haven't done cake or anything. So today is the best she's been doing all week. And she really wants strawberry cake. She has an amazing recipe for strawberry cake that I love. And since she's very particular about it, she's going to make her own cake. I will help. So I will do as much of the work as she will let me do. Let me do is the key word, because when she gets in the kitchen, she is focused and she knows what she wants to happen. And so I just help as I'm directed to, because that's the smart thing to do. But yeah, so today at some point, probably this evening after my day job, we will be in the kitchen and making her cake so she can have her strawberry pound cake tomorrow. And we're going to do all the things tomorrow. She's going to unwrap her gifts. We're going to go to Dairy Queen and get what she has been looking forward to for weeks now, which is the frosted animal cracker blizzard. She's been just salivating over the idea of that. So we're going to go get that tomorrow for her. And yeah, we're just going to do all the birthday stuff tomorrow, even though it's days after the fact. But that's just kind of how it goes when you have a chronic illness like Crohn's or Ehlers-Danlos or fibromyalgia, ulcerative colitis, or any of a host of others. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. You conserve energy as best you can, and then you celebrate things when you are going to be able to enjoy them the most. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, let me know what you guys are doing this weekend and what your plans are. If you have any suggestions for the show on things that I might try making during the show, let me know in the comments, and I will take that into consideration. Try to keep in mind the limited availability, unfortunately, of some ingredients right now because of the pandemic. But yeah, welcome suggestions. And it's fun. I am loving doing this, and for any of the 6 of you that watch this, thank you. I appreciate that you watch it, and it's just fun to spend time with you. So anyway, the water sounds like it is almost done boiling. It's starting to get to the end here of the cycle, which is good. So that means I can start gathering the stuff I'm going to need for this. Oh, there's the magic click. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, so here's the mug I'm using. I'm doing this so you can see the really impressive golden color of this. And the tea that I'm using for this recipe is Gingerbread Blondie. And it smells like gingerbread. It is a light tea, as evidenced by the Blondie name. It's caffeine free, and the steeping time is 5 or more minutes. But again, you cannot oversteep this tea. So there's a couple of things we're going to need to do now. As far as tea accessories that Karina and I use like every day, cover up your hairy arm, Ken. Okay, this is one of them. It's a tea steeper from Oxo. And it's great. If I have to, if I'm using a tea that I have to time, I have to pay attention to how long it steeps for, I will use this instead of a tea bag. And it's really great because it fits a wide variety of cup sizes. I mean, this is a really big mug, right? But this just fits down over the top, easy peasy. You put your tea inside the steeping basket and it has a lid that you can put on it. Obviously, there's going to be some heat, that escapes out because it doesn't form a perfect seal, but this keeps the bulk of the steam and everything inside the basket. And then when you're done, you just take it out. Boom, wash it later or whatever. But for today's recipe, it's going to necessitate us using one of these tea bags, which you can buy on Amazon, and they are really not expensive at all. And they're great. Just open them up and put the tea in here, and then you steep it, and it's great. So that's what I'm going to do now. So in this, we are going to take to 1 tablespoon of the Gingerbread Blondie. And it's another one that looks like I think it should. Looks like gingerbread, smells amazing. And it has, instead of hearts, it has little gingerbread men. See that? Little gingerbread guy. Love it. Okay. So in he goes. So just 1 tablespoon. That's the other thing we like about David's teas. They are so flavorful, you don't need to use a lot of them. And then just put that in there. And then you just cinch the bag up. Just like that. I'm still not used to working in reverse because it's weird to be doing things and watching yourself on the camera at the same time. So here we go. There's that. We'll put the tea bag in there. Oh, but wait, Ken, there's more. I'm not just doing tea in here. We are also going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we use the roasted cinnamon from McCormick's. So yeah, half a teaspoon of that. Try not to go too crazy. You don't really want to make it a rounded teaspoon. So just, there we go, in the bag there. And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, I leave it to you as to how fancy you want to go with a nutmeg. We're just using generic Sunny Select ground nutmeg because I don't think it really matters in an application like this. You want the flavor in there. It doesn't have to be the freshest thing ever. And you put both of these right in the tea bag with the tea. You do this for a couple of reasons. One of them being that both the cinnamon and the nutmeg are very fine particulates, and if you were to just put them in the mug that you're using for your tea, they don't dissolve really well. And putting them in the tea bag is a good way to cut down on the amount of particulate matter in here. And then we're going to need a sweetener. And for us, we love Splenda. So I'm going to put 1 packet of Splenda right in here. And then the last ingredient in this, and the thing that I just think Karina is brilliant for doing, is a packet of spiced apple cider from Alpine. We use the sugar-free because we actually prefer the taste of the sugar-free version. It is not, to us anyway, to our palates, it is not as sweet as the full sugar version. And of course, it being sugar-free, it's less calories. It's only 10 calories per packet. And I think the sugar version is like 40 or something ridiculous. So I'll just tear that open. And in that goes. Just add the whole packet in there. And we'll go ahead and bring the water back up to full temperature. Our next purchase is probably going to be one of those kettles that you can actually control the temperature settings on. We're still kind of new to the world of tea, and I know that there are a lot of teas that specify specific water temperatures for getting the best flavor out of them. So I'm looking forward to that, actually. Looking forward to seeing how that all works, if that's just, marketing hype or something, or if it actually works, if it actually has an effect on the flavor of it. Okay, water's back up to a boil now. We'll go ahead and pour this in. Generally for this, I only go about up to there because this is a rather large mug. And if you go on a vessel such as this, if you go too high, you'll end up diluting the flavor. We've noticed that the apple cider packet really tastes better if you don't go more than, I would say, probably about 0.75 liters of water, if that. So I'll just let that steep for a bit. So let's see, for next week, let me set a timer too. I usually go about 4 minutes on this. So next week, one of the recipes I'm going to try is going to be a modified take on a cold noodle dish, a Szechuan cold noodle dish. So I'm really excited about that. I've changed like one thing in there to make it a recipe that's a little more accessible to people. I'm also going to work on, oh gosh, what was the other thing I was going to try? So I think it might have been some kind of a scone. I think that was it. And then, I mean, there's a pasta dish in there too I'm going to try. But yeah, I have ideas for next week is what I'm saying. And I'm really excited to get to try them and show them to you guys. Let's see what else is going on here. Yesterday was fun. I picked up the guitar for the first time in years. It's just been sitting in a corner literally for years, and surprisingly needed very little tuning, so good guitar. So that was fun, and it's inspired me to work on a little project, and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, my fingers, ouch. Forgot how sore they get when you first start back to practicing, whether it's violin or whether it's guitar or any stringed instrument. It's going to be painful days early on, but worth it. It's really fun. Let's see what else here. There's also, after this video, the end card links to some of the other videos in this playlist. If you haven't seen them before, check them out. If you like them, do me a favor, subscribe, like, and then share those videos with your friends on social media, or not, whatever. Doesn't actually affect me. I'm just doing this because it's fun for me to do. Learning to live stream while learning to cook is quite interesting. I don't know why most normal people probably wouldn't try to learn two new things like that at the same time. But then again, no one's ever really accused me of being too normal. So, all right. That's just about it. I think let's go back over to the tea. We'll give it a stir. Oh, one other thing that you definitely want to keep in mind with these, unlike tea bags you get from the store, right? Those are basically tea particles, really. It's tea dust. Still good, but not the same thing at all. These particular tea bags are, the tea in there is actual leaf tea. It's absorbent. So there is a great amount, look at that, of displacement and absorption going on. So add more liquid than you think you otherwise would need, because you're going to lose some of it in the brewing process. And that's fine. And again, this is a tea that you cannot oversteep. So it doesn't matter. You can just leave the tea bag in there. And trying to drink right-handed like some right-handed person. It smells great. Look at that color. That color is amazing. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous blonde color. And here, I'll take the tea bag out so you can see the color better. Look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. It's a little cloudy, but still that amber color is beautiful. It's good. It smells amazing. You can smell the nutmeg, cinnamon, and it tastes amazing. In fact, Karina has now ruined me for just plain gingerbread blondie tea and plain spice cider. Separately, they're good, but they are not nearly as good as in this combination. So if you can get some gingerbread blondie tea from David's, I would do so. If you can get just some sort of ginger tea, I think it would work almost as well. But this is the stuff right here. It is so good. The cider is obviously tart, but this gingerbread blondie tea tastes bready. It almost tastes like a baked good. And so it cuts the cider sharpness just enough, and it blends perfectly. And then you add the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and it's a thing of beauty. Karina is smart. She is a genius in so many ways, and this is no exception. I love it. Anyway, I will put links to the tea in question over at David's Tea after the show, and links to all the stuff I showed you here, the tea bags and the Oxo thing. That won't happen until later today, probably this afternoon sometime, so check back for that information. But anyway, I will stop rambling at you. Thank you so much for joining me again today. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Any suggestions on dish ideas, same thing. But yeah, you guys have a great weekend. I hope you're all doing well. And just take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. It's important. So I'll see you all on Monday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Talk to you then. Take care, everybody. Bye.